For all you trivia geeks out there, keep an eye out for future game shows on all your favorite categories, like movies, video games, pop culture, and more, all with a WatchMojo twist.
Out of all professional sports championships, the Stanley Cup is arguably the hardest trophy to win, even for these guys and the all-time greats. That's why we're saluting the greatest players to never win the Cup today on The Lineup. Welcome to The Lineup, the game show that's basically a 22-minute bench clearing brawl. I'm your host, Adam Reed. Good to have you with us, and let's see what guests we've got lined up. Welcome to the show, Paul Ash. You're a comedian, you've worked as an MC at Comic-Con, and you have a special relationship with a love doctor. A, who's the love doctor, and B, what's your relationship to him?
The Love Doctor is like a sex advice columnist without actual column. He does a live show.
Okay.
The relationship is we share a body.
You see where this is going, right?
Yeah.
You know what? We'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
Shaun McMahon, welcome to the show. You are a philanthropist and a successful radio host, but your first time on air, Shaun McMahon, was a little bit rough.
It was epic, yeah. I was 18, fresh-faced in the newsroom. I remember it like it was yesterday, and I was given a sports report for a couple of minutes, and it was passionate, and it was a ton of energy, and people were waving and gesticulating, and I thought, well, they're very supportive, and it turned out I never turned my microphone on, and I still somehow have a career, so
Gotta love that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Welcome to the show,
Thank
Team
you,
Red.
great to be
You
here.
guys are going to be facing off against Team Blue, Derick Fage. You're a morning show host, successful one, and a ring announcer for an annual charity boxing match called Ringside for Youth. First of all, tell me, do you ever want to get in there and just suck these guys?
No. Well, it's a great event because we bring in special guests. So, you know, boxers from the past, Smoking Joe Frazier, we brought in Evander Holyfield, Sugar Ray Leonard,
names.
guys like that. You look at some of these guys and they're still in great shape. There's not a chance I'd get in the ring with any of them.
Julian Posteraro, you are a Mojoholic and a huge hockey fan. The producers at WatchMojo gave you an opportunity to be right here on the lineup. Are you going to bring it?
I'm going to bring it today,
That's what I'm
Adam.
talking
I'm going
about.
to bring it.
Love it.
Appreciate WatchMojo for letting me participate in the great show, man.
You got it. Teams, welcome to the lineup. Over the next 3 periods, our teams are going to engage in a battle of knowledge and strategy on their way to creating a list of the greatest players to never win the Cup. The hockey pros at WatchMojo have selected 20 players who they feel are most likely to make this list. Gentlemen, this is your draft pool. For this draft pool, we're excluding players who are still in the league, since, of course, they still have a shot at reaching the top of the mountain. Just for fun, we've hidden a couple of names. Those are our wild cards. Teams, you can pick those at any time, by the way. And we've also selected a player who we feel is most likely to be at the top of the list, and that is our MVP, the 5th highest score of all time. Can you imagine that? Marcel Dion, and he's off the table for now. Shaun, how important is a championship in terms of determining your legacy and how people will remember you?
I think it's very important. I mean, you play to win the game, and I think it's fair for us to evaluate a player based on whether or not they won the championship, because if you'd ask that player who's a competitor, who plays the game for that reason, to evaluate their own career, they would probably factor that in based on their own personal success. So absolutely, you gotta put that in there, for
Team
sure.
Blue, I'm sure you agree with that?
I actually don't agree with that. Now listen, I understand what Shaun's saying.
Easy, young man.
No, I'm with Julian. I don't agree either. There are some great players. You know, sometimes the rest of the team around you isn't as good as it needs to be for you to win that championship, but you still put up incredible numbers. Dan Marino, top 5
being
QB of
unlucky
all
is a real
time.
thing.
All right.
Is being unlucky not a real thing in sports and anything?
Look at some of these
It's a real
guys.
thing.
You don't think Marcel Dion is one of the greatest players of all time?
And most recent, Alex Ovechkin.
That's a
Can
good
also
point,
put him
yeah.
on the list. All right, you got me sold for now,
There
Derick
you
Fage. All right, gentlemen, you saw the draft pool. It's time for the entry draft. In the entry draft, each team will have a chance to pick some players to get them started. We'll go back and forth playground style until both teams have their first 3 players. You guys won everything but the Stanley Cup backstage. We'll give you first pick.
All right, what do you think, bud?
I think we're going to go with Peter Stastny, first pick. Second most points in the 80s, man. After only Gretzky, we got to go with Peter Stastny.
Yeah,
Well done.
good
All right.
pick.
Your counter pick, Team Red?
I think we should go with Mike Gartner. It's a guy who should have won. If he wasn't traded away at the deadline, he would have won in '94 with the Rangers. So this is a guy who had over 700 goals and never won a cup. That's a travesty.
Mike Gardner is your first pick.
First pick, tremendous player. Obvious.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
On a
We
side note,
appreciate that. We appreciate it.
that you brought up some great points, Julian, as far as Peter Stastny is concerned. He's also the first player in league history to rack up 100 points in his rookie season. Stastny became the 2nd highest scorer of the 80s, as you mentioned before, and the closest he came to a cup was in 1982 and 1985, where the Nordiques fell in the conference finals. That was good. Very
Unlucky.
good. All right,
Unlucky.
your second pick, Team Blue.
We are going to go with Dale Hawerchuk.
Dale Hawerchuk.
Really? 6 seasons, over
really?
100 points. Great player. Well, I'd put him ahead of Mike Gardner, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Oh, he's on our team.
You have 10 picks. You could have done this a lot later.
Yeah, Mike Gardner would have been about my 5th.
Hey, Paul Ash, I'm giving you the next pick. What do you got?
At this point,
I need your pick.
Yeah, it's going to be Ron Hextall.
Ron Hextall.
Ron Hextall. Are you guys even discussing this, Sean?
Career save percentage below 900. I hope you guys know that.
Hextall saw most of his career honors come from his rookie season in 1987, where he won the Vezina and the Conn Smythe. Despite his stellar performance, Hextall and the Flyers would fall to the Oilers in the Cup final that same year. All right?
Should have had one.
Your final pick, Team Blue.
Let's go with Pavel Bure.
Pavel
Three
Bure.
Rockets, man. Bring it on the team.
Led the league in scoring 3 times with 2 different teams, came closest to winning it all in 1994 when the Canucks lost to the Rangers in the Cup final. Team Red, how are you guys going to bring it? Come on, guys.
This is an easy one. We're going to go with Dino Ciccarelli, a guy who took more abuse than anybody in the draft pool and still put up monster numbers with over 600 goals in his career. I mean, what a phenomenal player. To not have a cup is really a shame. Great player.
All right, teams, you guys are cruising along with some fantastic picks, but we are cranking it up for the next period. It's time for game night. If our teams really want to bring it for the next 7 draft picks, they'll need to rely on their hockey knowledge because game night is all about trivia. Every time a team answers a question correctly, they get to draft first. The first 2 questions are a one-on-one trivia showdown. Whoever buzzes in first gets to answer. If they get it wrong, the other team could steal. And if neither of them get it right, the person who buzzed in first wins the round and gets the pick. Julian, Paul, come on up.
Let's do it.
Let's go, Julian.
Good luck, Paul. I like the chin strap.
He's dissing you like that, Paul. You're gonna let that happen?
Comedian.
I'm just saying, I like it.
Hey, look, sorry, I'm in a relationship. It's okay.
In a relationship. Your question is, after a team wins the cup, every player gets a day with it, resulting in some pretty outrageous stories. After the Avalanche won the cup in '96, defenseman Sylvain Lefebvre used his personal day with the cup to perform what kind of ceremony?
I have no idea. Go ahead.
Did you just offer it over?
Yes.
Did you do that?
No, good
That's
job.
strategy right there.
Yeah,
No, that could
good
be good
job.
strategy.
That's allowed?
That could be.
of course
He buzzed
it's
in
allowed.
first. What's the answer?
Ceremony, I'm going to say wedding.
Oh, so close. It was a baptism. Oh! It wasn't the actually that wasn't the first time that it happened, or the only time. Thomas Holmstrom brought the cup home to Sweden, so his cousin could also baptize his daughter in the cup too. Good, look at you with the strategy, eh?
clever.
Join your
Way to go,
teammates.
Superfan.
Go back there, gentlemen. Let's pull up the
It
draft
worked.
pool.
See, I told him to
And
use it,
Team
and they
Blue,
still
you've
didn't
earned
listen.
yourself the right for a pick. Go ahead.
All right. Want to go with
Say it.
the man? We're going to go with Gilbert Perreault. First pick all time for the Buffalo Sabres in 1970. Probably still their greatest player of all time that ever wore that jersey.
Pat LaFontaine.
1,326
Hey, too
points
many
in
concussions.
1,191 games.
Yeah.
Pat LaFontaine's number 2. Will you give me that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
Number
done.
2.
Yeah.
Team Red, your counter pick.
We're going to go with a wild card. We're going to take wild card number 2.
Was that Paul's decision?
No. Ron
No.
Hextall was Paul's decision.
Okay.
Hopefully there's a goalie there, eh, Paul?
No more on the list.
Maybe Curtis Joseph is there.
Really, Cujo, why is he not on this list? He's got most
could've
wins
been
of
on.
any goalie.
There's enough.
No,
He
could've made
is
the
also
list.
another player who doesn't have a cup. On a side note, wildcard 2, Matt Sundin is Toronto's all-time leading point getter and was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2012 on his first ballot. Came closest to a cup in 1999, where the Leafs lost in 5 games in the Eastern Conference Final.
Fantastic.
All right, Sean, I love the
So
sarcasm
the only thing
there.
I had going against him
Sean,
was the fact that he played for the Leafs.
Sean, Derek, come on up here.
All right.
Should we shake hands? I feel like we
I don't
should.
know. I don't know. We're not. No.
No, probably not.
No, not.
You guys want a moment? Here we go. In the 1993 playoffs, which defending champion did the Islanders upset in a 7-game series?
Pittsburgh.
That is correct. The Pittsburgh Penguins. The Pens were 2-time champs in 91-92 and were heavily favored in 93, which was, of course, was won by Montreal Canadiens, of course, that year.
It's been a while.
Have you guys go back
Been
to
a
your
while for any
positions?
Canadian team. Never mind the
Let's pull
Montreal
up the draft
Canadiens.
pool. And you've earned yourself the right for the next pick, Team Red. You're back in it.
We were talking about this before, and you mentioned him just a moment ago. We're going to go with Pat LaFontaine because he really is one of the greatest players.
You're reacting to that, Derek?
Amazing.
Yes,
Yeah,
there?
don't like the pick.
Amazing.
And then they left the guy we want up next.
want
good.
All right,
Excellent.
who is that? Your pick, Team Blue.
Give us the greatest playmaker of all time. Wild card number 1, please.
Adam Oates,
Adam
wild card
Oates.
number 1, a 5-time NHL All-Star who had his best years in St. Louis and Boston, including a 142-point season with the Bruins. He lost in 2 Stanley Cup Finals, first with the Capitals in 1998 and again with the Ducks in 2003.
1,079 assists.
And no
gentlemen.
Stanley Cups.
Well, that's
the
the
whole
key.
idea here,
I'm
Sean.
agreeing
Oh,
with
okay.
you.
All right. I thought you were
isn't it-
confused for a second
No,
there,
it's a pretty
Sean.
decent pick.
All right, gentlemen, for these next two questions, we're upping the stakes. Forget one pick. It's boring. Teams now get two. Also, the winner of this round gets a chance to really mess things up and force the other team to a trade so they can take their pick that they really regret and swap it out for the other team's golden boy. I'll read out a question that will require a team to place 4 items in the right order. Teams can choose to play the question or pass it. Being right wins you the next pick. Here we go. The question's for you, Team Red. Whether you choose to christen your child in it or not, hoisting the cup is sweet, which makes long stretches without a championship so painful for the players and the fans alike. Place these Stanley Cup droughts in order from longest to shortest. Before I give you your options, do you wish to play? Or you just want to pass it over to these guys?
We're going to pass. We're going to pass it.
Let it pass.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I got super fan here, boys. You're in trouble.
I don't know. Let's see if he actually has the cape. All right. If he's going to be the
Super fan to the rescue.
I got confidence in him.
Your options are Philadelphia Flyers, Toronto Maple Leafs, Calgary Flames, New York Islanders. Go. Paul Ash, what would you do with the cup for a day?
Charge admission.
Yeah.
Some money.
Make some money.
Sean?
Oh, that's easy. 2 words. Margarita. Just fill it up. Rim it. Party. Yeah, sit by the
What about
pool.
family?
No. Just fill it with booze. Have a good time.
Yeah,
of course. You can still
salt
charge
to the
admission.
rim. No. That tarnished. No.
One large amaretto sour is what you would want to do with
That's
it.
right. Sure, why not? That'll be a lot of fun.
Team Blue, let's take a look.
Cast it.
Here we go.
It's in there.
We asked you to place these Stanley Cup droughts in order
Come on,
from
baby.
longest to shortest. You said the Leafs, Flames, Flyers, and New York Islanders. And that is incorrect. It's the Maple Leafs, the Philadelphia Flyers, New York Islanders, and Calgary Flames. It's been 48 years. The Leafs haven't won, 40 for the Flyers, 32 for the Islanders, and 26 for the Flames. And of course, we all know what Leafs stands for, losing even after 40 seasons. Here we go. Team Red, you've earned yourself the right for 2 picks. What's going on? Who are they?
All right, Paul, go ahead.
No.
I need your pick, Team
Cam
Red.
Neely.
We're gonna go Cam Neely.
Cam Neely's your first
Neely.
pick and your second pick.
Second pick, we really do like Brad Park. Brad Park was such an underrated player. I mean, he was kind of like the budget Bobby Orr. He was so great, never got any credit for it, and he belongs on that list 100%.
A budget Bobby Orr.
Yeah,
I
he
like
was
that one.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Your counter picks, Team Blue.
We'll go with Eric Lindros. Talent-wise, one of the greats. Unfortunately, shortened career, but
Over a point a game.
Yeah.
Speed, power, skill. He was amazing.
Eric Lindros. He was Rookie of the Year in 1995 and established himself as one of the best power forwards in league history, but his career was shortened by multiple concussions. He came closest to a cup in 1997 where the Flyers lost to the Red Wings in the final. Good pick. Your second pick.
It's either him or Jean Rattel.
I'd go with Roenick. What do you think?
Yeah.
Need your pick, guys?
Jeremy Roenick.
I'll go with Jeremy
Take Jeremy Roenick.
50-goal scorer.
Yeah.
Let's take him.
Jeremy Roenick.
Going with a super fan pick.
Jeremy Roenick. Roenick developed a reputation for being a hard-nosed yet electrifying forward, an appearance in 9 All-Star games. Closest he came to a cup was in 1992 where the Blackhawks lost to the unstoppable Penguins.
He doesn't even belong in the draft pool. Jeremy Roenick.
Yeah, Jeremy Roenick.
Wow.
50-goal scorers don't belong in this
Not
draft
in this
pool?
list. Not in this list.
Team Blue, you've earned yourself the right to swap. Who will you be giving away and who are you stealing from these guys?
I'd say let's give away Jeremy Roenick.
Yeah, they
And
seem to
take-
not like him, so
Yeah,
we'll let him spend
They
some
don't
time.
like him, then
Yeah.
they can have.
So you are giving away Jeremy Roenick.
That is right.
And you are
and
taking...
Mike Gartner.
Let's do it.
Mike Gartner.
Wow, the guy they denigrated right off the top of the show. Jeremy Roenick scored
Denigrated
50
for-
goals. He is a
50,
phenomenal
Sorry,
hockey
Shaun
player.
Sorry.
McMahon, that is personal. That is personal.
I
Denigrated
can see
for
that.
simply picking him first overall.
Yeah, we
that's okay.
still
We
would
like
have
him as
taken
a
Dale
player.
Howard ahead of him. That's the only reason.
Okay, we like Jeremy
But
Roenick. He's a
we'll,
great player. Scored 50.
For this question, the winner once again gets 2 picks and gets to go on the power play, meaning they get to send one of their opponents to the penalty box for the next round. Here we go. This question's for you, Team Blue. Cup or no cup, players can still make their mark on the game with their career points totals. Place these players who never won a cup in order from most career points to fewest. Before I give you your options, should I even ask you?
What do you think?
You wish to play? Or do you
Listen,
want
I'm
to pass?
confident. I think we can do it.
You like this?
But do you think they can do it less likely than us?
Yeah, that's
That's the
my
question.
Good question.
Look at Paul's
Isn't it
face.
a
He
great-
looks worried. He
Team
looks
Blue, play or
concerned.
pass?
Let's send it over.
Okay, we'll pass.
Good luck to you guys.
Thank you. This is going to be
Another
easy.
send-off.
Yeah.
Julian?
They were nice to us. We'll give it back to them.
No, he just doesn't
hope
like to
they
answer
fail.
questions. That's all.
Sweet revenge if you get this right. Daryl Sittler, Adam Oates, Rick Martin, Marcel Dion, go. Do you guys feel bad for any of the players on that list? Any guy personally where you look at it, you're like, my God,
Well,
what
you know
a
what?
career and no cup.
The way I think about it, there's a lot of Flyers players there, there's a lot of Leafs players there, but Pavel Bure, Canucks and Panthers, he didn't have a lot of support in his career, man. That's probably one of the guys I'd feel most bad for because he was on a team that is just scoring all kinds of goals, but he doesn't it's not lucky.
I look at Brad Park, like if Bobby Orr isn't around at that time, he's probably considered the best defenseman in the league.
Yeah.
He went to a couple of cups himself, and I think he was really underrated. Probably a lot of people don't know a lot about him, but an incredible hockey player.
All right, let's see if you guys pulled it off. Place these players who never won a cup in order from most career points to fewest. You said Marcel Dion, Adam Oates, Rick Martin, and Daryl Sittler. And that is incorrect. It's Marcel Dion, Adam Oates, Daryl Sittler, and then Rick Martin. Marcel Dion is 6th all-time in points, and the next cupless player is Adam Oates, who is 17th all-time. Guys didn't get that right. Therefore, you guys have earned yourself for the next 2 picks. Who will it be?
I think we should take. Let's take Jean Rattel.
Yeah, all right, Jean Rattel.
Point a game guy. Again, probably not a name that a lot of people know, but
underappreciated is the word that comes to mind when I think of Jean Rattel.
100%.
Your second pick.
What do you think? Salming?
I think Borje Salming, man. 360 assist seasons, a Swedish hockey pioneer. Let's go with Borje Salming.
Yeah, we'll take Salming.
Borje Salming. 787 points, undrafted. Good pick.
Thank you.
That's bold. That is a bold pick. All right, Team Red, it's time for you guys to retaliate. Your 2 picks. Paul?
I think just because I grew up watching hockey in the 70s, it's going to be Daryl Sittler.
Okay.
Swept by the Habs. I like that.
Listen, to be available this late in the draft, I think Daryl Sittler's a phenomenal pick at this point.
It is. It's actually surprising that none of you guys took Daryl Sittler till now.
Well,
your second pick.
Their hatred of Toronto, of the Leafs, it's...
Can you blame me?
Dislike,
Come on,
not hatred.
I grew up a Canadiens fan and then an Ottawa Senators fan. Of course I did.
It's in your blood.
Oh, you are a traitor often.
I think your second pick, Team Red.
It's going to be Mark Howe. Definitely Mark Howe.
Mark Howe, one of the best plus-minus of all time.
And not just famous
That's
for
a
his
great
name.
pick.
Yeah, it's a great pick.
Yeah,
Terrific
I
player.
can't even trash talk that one.
I always thought it was ironic how he lost to the Oilers because of Gretzky, and Gordie Howe was like Gretzky's idol, I thought that was funny. Yeah.
Are we friends again? Is that?
No,
Can
not
we
at all.
be?
No,
Is that okay with you guys?
Team Blue. He offered you to be friends with him. Are you going to send him to the penalty box? That would be harsh.
That would be hard.
Maybe after. That would make for a
listen,
great
we're talking
show.
hockey players. Hockey players are like that all the time. They get in the fight. They're friends afterwards. They go out for beers. We'll do the
Who
same.
will you be sending off to the penalty box?
It's up to you, Derek.
Do it, Derek.
Sean.
Yeah.
You're out of here, buddy.
Sean McMahon.
This guy picked Ron Hextall, okay? Second overall.
that earned you the penalty
Sean
box.
McMahon, you are taking 2 for the team. Get in that penalty box.
We'll see you later, Sean.
See you, Sean.
Team Blue. That was harsh.
Hey,
It's the right choice.
We
Come
want
on
to see
now.
what Paul could do right now.
Yeah, well, which isn't much. Yes, we've seen so far.
Okay, there it
here.
is.
Yeah.
While Shaun McMahon listens to Celine Dion's greatest hits, these guys are running the speed drill. Teams have to answer 5 rapid-fire questions. Whoever gets more correct gets that sweet, sweet MVP pick. Mr. California Sunshine himself, LA Kings superstar Marcel Dion. Teammates could work together on this one. Of course, one of our teams is shorthanded. Good news for them, though, in the case of a tie, you will win, Paul Ash. You will win. This is going to be good. Here we go. Between clever sports writers and smart-ass teammates, there's a lot of nicknames in the NHL. Identify the ridiculous nicknames that each of these players were gifted with. Question 1, Jose Theodore. Was it Shut the Theodore or 3 or more?
Shut the Theodore. Or 3 or more.
Question 2, Nikolai Habibulin. Was it the Bulin Wall or Saint Nick?
No.
Question 3.
Good. That's good. I like the confidence.
Steve Buzinski. Was it Buzzkill or the Puck Gozinski? Curtis Joseph. Cujo or Coco?
We know it's Coco.
You guys get your
Yeah, it's
butter
got to
ready?
be Coco.
Question number 5.
Delicious hot drink,
Don Murdoch. Murder or the Doctor? All right, gentlemen, let's do this. Paul Ash, how you feeling?
I feel good. If it's a tie, then its point is mine. I'm pulling
right.
this out.
Oh, you were listening to the rules.
Yeah.
Nice.
Team Red, all you need is a tie. If you
Well,
get
he's
that
shooting
tie.
for the moon here. If it's a tie, I win.
Exactly.
We asked you to identify these ridiculous nicknames that each of these players were gifted with. Question 1, Jose Theodore, Team Blue. You said Shut the Theodore.
This is huge.
Team Red, you said 3 or more. The correct answer is 3 or more. Team Red. Nikolai Habibulin was question number 2. Team Blue, you said The Bull and Wall. Team Red, you said the Bull and Wall, and the correct answer was the Bull and Wall. Good job. Question 3. Steve Buzinski. Team Blue, you said the puck goes inski. You like that one, eh?
I just chose it because it's fantastic. Yeah.
Team Red, you said buzzkill. The correct answer was the puck goes inski. Yes. Finished his career with a goals against average of more than 5.
Yeah.
Question 4. Curtis Joseph. Cujo or Coco, you both said Cujo, and that is the correct answer. And he's another guy, by the way, as we mentioned, that never won a cup.
Should have been on the list.
A lot of
Paul
Leafs,
Ash.
lot of Leafs players, man.
Team Blue, it comes down to this.
Yeah.
If you get one more question correct, you will earn yourself the MVP.
We got to make a good mojo.
Well, they
We gotta
need
carry
the
it to
MVP.
end.
I mean, we're pretty confident we're going to
It
win
could be a
this
game
anyway.
changer, though. It's a big player. Big player. Here we go. Don Murdoch. Ooh. Team Blue.
Boy.
You said the Doctor. Team Red, you said murder. For the MVP, Marcel Dion, the correct answer is murder.
Oh.
Team Red with one of the most improbable comebacks of all time.
Exactly. Well, that was the plan on the whole deal. We wanted to like, psych him out. Psych him out with the first pick, like Ron Hextall. Just put them.
The Ron Hextall third overall.
He's so in shock.
That's some credibility,
together, right?
Yeah.
Completely. But then look at the comeback. Nice comeback.
Your guessing
Paul.
skills earned it, Paul. Good job.
Paul Ash, you have earned yourself the MVP. Marcel Dion won the Ted Lindsay Award twice, the Art Ross once, and made 8 NHL All-Star Game appearances. He dominated first with the Red Wings and then the Kings, but never made a cup final. Way to go, Paul.
It's the plan.
You earned
It's
it.
the
You earned it, Paul.
I met Marcel Dion. You know, he owns a diner in Niagara Falls. He owns a diner, and beside it is a sports memorabilia store.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
great guy.
You guys didn't
we
get the MVP,
deserved
though.
him. We deserved Marcel.
You did get Wendell Clark, by the
knows
way,
him?
the Leafs' first overall pick in 1985, captained the team from 91 to 94, and had one amazing reputation when it came to being one of the tough guys on the ice.
Fan favorite.
Yeah.
The pool is now empty, and here comes the Zamboni crew just in time for the final countdown. Team Red is back at full strength. Welcome back from the penalty box, Shaun McMahon.
Thank you.
How surprised are you that Paul Ash got it done for the MVP?
Despite the fact that I was listening to Celine Dion the entire time. No, I knew he was going to pull it off the entire time.
Stop lying, Shaun McMahon. Stop lying.
Great job, Paul.
Paul, all jokes aside, you did a great job. Our teams will now rank their draft picks from 10 to 1 to create their list of the top 10 greatest players to never win a cup. Gentlemen, you have 60 seconds, and then we'll see whose list is the ultimate. Your 60 seconds starts now.
All right, buddy.
It's easy to remember incredible playoff performances, but who gives props to the guys who put up insane numbers and still came up short? Here's the lineup's list of the top 3 Stanley Cup losing performances. Number 3, Ron Hextall, 1987. His rookie performance in 87 was filled with ridiculous saves, violent outbursts, and a Conn Smythe trophy. Nothing, and I mean nothing, could have stopped Gretzky's Oilers that year, but Hextall took them to 7 games. Number 2, Pavel Bure, 1994. Game-winning double overtime goal in round 1, check. 8 points in 5 games during round 2, check. 16 goals and 31 points during his insane playoff run. Spectacular. Number 1, Jean-Sébastien Giguère, 2003. In round 1, Giguère and the Ducks swept the defending champions. He finished the playoffs with a 1.62 goals against average and a .945 save percentage and became only one of 5 players to be named playoff MVP on a losing effort. Happily, Jiggy, unlike Hextall and Bure, did eventually win hockey's ultimate prize in 2007. Speaking of getting jiggy with it, Team Blue, talk to me about your list.
Love our list. Look at that.
Man, I think we had a stacked list. There were some between a couple players that we weren't sure, but I mean, Adam Oates, great playmaker. We wanted him in the top 3. Mike Gardner, great goal scorer. We wanted him in the top 5. So
If you look at 6 of our top 7 right there, over 1,200 points in their career.
Yeah.
You cannot beat this list. They are lucky they got the MVP because we would have destroyed them.
Before you had talked about Pavel Bure
Yeah.
and how it would have been nice to have Pavel Bure win a cup. You put him behind Mike Gardner.
Mike Gardner,
that's,
more I'd say more consistent. I mean, 3 Rockets for Pavel Bure, that's no slouch there. But Mike Gardner, I mean,
You look at his
8
point
straight
totals.
8 40-goal seasons, 150. I mean, that's a lot. That's consistency. So
Yeah.
if he didn't get to win a cup in that little zone there, that's unlucky.
And you backed up your bold pick with Howard Chuck as your number 2 on your list.
Yes.
Derick Fage.
Insanity.
You're not budging
Great.
off down.
No,
You're not turning a blind eye here.
Great
agree with
numbers.
him.
The numbers speak for themselves.
I agree
right.
with him on that one.
All right, Team Red.
I love. First of all, our top 5 is, I think, is stronger than the other teams.
So let me ask you this. What makes your list better than theirs?
I think it's a little bit more balanced. Plus, if we're talking about, if you want to go down the stats road, because that's what some people like to do, really, I tabulate, even though I work in radio, we did some math, and still, we've tabulated, there's about 3,000 some odd goals just in our list alone, and that's a lot of goals.
Fact check, please.
Well, you want to fact check? We're going to fact check.
Someone give me a fact check.
All right, I'll give you a fact check. Go ahead.
That's okay. At least we didn't provide a really mediocre anecdote about Diner, so that's going for us too.
Okay.
And no, just a fantastic list. I mean, you can't lose with Marcel Dion as your number 1, and then just look beyond that. Some of the greatest players of our generation.
Right, Paul?
Definitely.
Excellent. That's what I was looking for. I gave you your moment, Paul. You nailed it. I love it.
I think.
Paul's the master genius, by the way.
Curiosity,
I can't believe Hextall's 10 after you picked him 3rd overall, though.
I appreciate you.
Gentlemen, question, a pickup game in between both these lists. Who wins it?
Oh, us, because Hextall just beats him.
Oh my God,
guys! Look at this list.
Hextall's 895 save percentage, no chance against Gardner.
You're the all-time injury team on there too.
Oh my
anyway.
God.
I will say, if I had to make
Lighting
a
him up.
choice, you know what? Give it to you guys. Yeah, if I had to. Team Blue, well done. You guys still did it. You still did a kick-ass job, Paul Ash and Shaun McMahon, Team Red. Where can we catch some of the fun stuff you're involved with, Paul?
I'm generally, I work out of the Wiggle Room. You can find me online, though, at paulashcomedy.com.
Great, thanks for taking the time. Shaun McMahon?
I'll be opening up for Paul every single weekend. And no, you can catch me online, thebeat925.ca. Great party show Saturday nights, 5 to 9. Weekend breakfast Sunday morning.
Derick Fage, where can we catch you?
Monday to Friday, every morning, breakfast television, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And, of course, you can follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Excellent, excellent. Julian Posteraro, how cool is this?
Man.
You're watching top 10 lists on WatchMojo all the time, and now you're on a show.
Incredible.
How cool was the experience for you?
I had a great time. I really appreciate WatchMojo letting me on. It's great. I had a lot of fun with you guys, and I appreciate it.
This guy knows his stuff.
Out of curiosity, on a top 10 list of the best bearded game show hosts, where do you rank me?
Oh, I don't know.
Wow,
Well, listen, I'm not a game show host, so I'll put you
want
number
a number.
one.
I want a
I'll
pick.
put you number 1, Adam.
Boy, you'll be back on this show. I promise you that much. I thought Team Blue had the better list, but hey, I couldn't win a cup of coffee, so don't take it from me. Tell us in the comments who you thought had the stronger list. I'm Adam Reid, and on behalf of the entire team, we'll see you next time right here on Watch Mojo's The Lineup. Thanks for watching The Lineup. For more episodes, click here and subscribe for more great content published daily.